Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and what do you think was the biggest buff in the latest equipment changes? As most of you are aware, calibrated shells got nerfed. Heat shells now have less penetration, and even AP also has slightly less standard pen. This makes vehicles that rely on armor a lot better off. Tanks like the Mouse, the SPHT, and the 100 IS-4 all got massive buffs because of this. However, there's a tank in particular that I actually think might have gotten the biggest buff of them all, and it's a tank that nobody even thinks about. That is the Tier 10 German Heavy, not a super heavy though, the Kampfpanzer 70. This Tier 10 is a vehicle that's always had decent armor, but now that vehicles don't have heat pen, it has excellent armor. If we take a look at the armor profile of the KPZ, this is what it looks like against 250 mils when enhanced armor is active. Basically, the upper plate is not pennable. And even if you do have calibrated shells, it's still going to be a 50-50 whether you're going to pen that upper plate or not, and you're just slightly angling, or you're using slight gun depression. Not only that, but the turret, which used to be kind of mid, like 350 to 70 millimeters on the cheeks here, well, now that most tier 10 heavies don't have that much penetration, it means that on flat ground, you're already basically impervious. And if you're using gun depression, you're never going to be penned in the turret because it's over 380 to 400 millimeters thick. I mean, sure, you do have the weak point on the edge, and you do have some hatches which you can potentially hit. But just remember, the Kampfpanzer 70 features a gun which has pretty good DPM, 560 damage per shot, tungsten, great accuracy, and when you pair all that with the fact that it's also mobile, and now features really good armor, what more would you want for this tier 10 heavy? Honestly, I'm not sure, and it's why I believe that the Kampfpanzer 70 actually got one of the biggest buffs out of the entire change in tier 10. This is a tank that was already amazing, and now that it has insane levels of armor, it is genuinely a beast. So here we are on Rockfield. Speaking of the SPHT, we have one on the enemy team. We also have an IS-4, Błyskawica, 183, and a Grill 15. Okay, well, we're going to go over towards base C, and we'll play it by year. Alright, yeah. Looks like our VK-72 is going to support us, which is always nice. It's like 5 in the morning, so my brain's kind of cooked. I'm making sure that my teammates are supporting me. Last thing I want is to go alone and get cooked. Well, you know what? I take it back. The VK-72 is not supporting anyone. He's going to base B, the most exposed and easily countered spot in the entire map. Genius! Alright, let's go over to this bush, and we'll play it by year. Let's see. Hello? Oh, there you go. We got the enemy grill. Let's activate our tungsten, and that's a 654 damage juicer right into his vehicle. You can definitely see how tungsten and 560 damage per shot are just such an amazing combo. Alright, well, we're going to reload again. 3, 2, 1. Boom. There you go. Another 646. 2 shots, 1,300 damage dealt. Our VK-72, yeah, he's doing stuff. He is doing stuff. Alright, well, gonna reload again. Micron gets a shell into the Caro. Is the grill gonna try and leave? He is. And we get another shell into the grill. That is 1,800 damage dealt. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think the grill enjoyed that very much. The Caro is still alive, which is a little surprising. Let's see if that Caro is gonna poke again, or what their plan is here. I'm just gonna move over this way, and I'm hoping that this Caro will foolishly back up. Let's see. Boom. Okay. 560 damage. Low rolls the Caro, which bleeds me 350 health. Which bleeds me... Oh, no, we actually got a bounce there. As I said, the armor's not bad on this thing. Our Caro, completely ignoring the 12 health Caro. Why? I do not know. We got the Błyskawica, which we get a nice 568 into. If my Caro doesn't want to kill that Caro, then I'm not going to. It's not my job at this point. Especially because my shell should have killed that player. Alright, let's reload. We got the 183 over here, and boom. Ooh! Fun fact, the Kampfpanzer 70 has the highest module damage for a 150mm cannon in tier 10. Which means that basically you have a pretty decent chance of ammo racking tanks, which is kind of crazy, actually. Alright, let's see. There's the IS-4. Boom. There you go. Nice 627. Is the Caro dead yet? Nope. Still haven't killed the Caro team. There you go. You figured it out. I'm proud of you. We are already up to 5,000, which is quite nice. And we have the Błyskawica, who is YOLOing up. Nice 644. However, we got shot by both the IS-4 and the Błyskawica. However, we do have the grill moving up, so that's obviously pretty good. And that player is now one shot, which is also pretty good. IS-4 bounces me. We get another 517 into his track wheel. That puts us up to 6,000 damage at this point. I'm not really sure where the Błyskawica is going, but not for me, so that's all I care. Actually, you know what? If I play this smart, I can ignore the IS-4, drive over the ridge, take that player out of the game. Right now, base cap is a serious problem, because vehicles like our E50M are too scared to just take the shot from the SPHT and push into the base. And that's not very good. IS-4 is going to back up. Hopefully the grill takes him out. No, but we're still doing okay. Sheridan is a one-shot, and yeah, this was a pretty solid game, if I say so. Looks like the Sheridan just gave up in mid. Okay. It is pretty scary, though, that none of our team really did much to help me there. I mean, I'll give the grill credit. Grill did move up and supported me, but I don't know what our team is doing with that Caro. Our Caro 45 ignored the 12 health Caro to just YOLO into the open and kill himself. Like, what are we doing, bro? But there you go. We got an ace, 6,400, and yeah, I mean, that is why the Kampfpanzer 70 is so good. The gun is great, as you can see. The accuracy, it almost always goes where you aim, especially now with V-stabs getting better. If you want better on move, you can have it. And then, finally, you've got the mobility, you have the armor. As I said, I genuinely believe that this vehicle got the biggest buff out of all of them. The upper plate is going to be troll for mediums and even heavies to cut through. And then the armor is good enough that even tank destroyers are genuinely going to struggle. So here we are. We got a 50B, a 60 TP, and a Kron. We also have a 62A and a TVP 5051. Okay, okay. I'm going to head over towards base C, and we'll play it by year. What do we have? We got the concept, 4005, the grill, okay. We definitely have a disadvantage in the heavy side, I mean, by a large margin, so... Oh, yeah, and our concept's gonna go and camp in the TD bush. I'm telling you, concept players are the worst players in the game. It used to be Kron players. I actually think that concept players are worse than Krons. It's a similar playstyle, you know, hide the hall, poke with the turret, but unfortunately, it attracts the literal biggest monkey brain players. Good shot into that grill, though, bleeding that player out, 670 health. Again, such a good example of why I love this tank so much. The gun just... it really does chunk so hard. So we have the 62A over here, and oh, well, we got a lot, actually. I'm going to poke, and boom, there you go. Nice 520. We got a bounce from the enemy E3, and I should be able to get into cover before 60 TP has an angular to hit me. Ah, but the grill does hit me. We have the 50B right there. Boom. Nice 628. And now we're just going to keep backing up. Not bad. I've already dealt 1,800, and we've only bled about 600, but gosh, my team is pretty garbanzo beans. I don't even know what to say. Oh, man. It's just, you know, you get a team like this, and what are you supposed to do? They're just all going town, even though they're in tank destroyers. Like, why aren't you just covering? Oh, well. We'll move over here. We actually made the crossing pretty unscathed, so I can't get mad about that. We have the Kron, and I'm just going to keep waiting here for now. Let's see if we can... I have a feeling... yeah, I can't do anything against that 60 TP. I'd love to, but I really can't. We have the 50B who pokes, and there you go. Second ammo rack of the game now. Once again, as I've mentioned, the module damage that this vehicle deals is insane, and people don't realize how truly OP it is to be able to, like, destroy somebody's ammo rack in one shot. Alright, our concepts might be useless, but I can use them as cannon fodder, so I guess there's that, right? 4005 is making a pretty aggressive play there. I'm going to back up. And, okay, they both shot, which, this is bad. What I want to do is get behind them and bleed them, but if I do that, they're going to push into the 4005, but I don't really know if I have much of a choice. I think the right play right now is to activate my tungsten, and try and ammo rack the 60 TP. Unfortunately, the shell did not do so, but we're going to try again. Try until you succeed, right? Well, let's try again. 3, 2, 1, and ammo rack is not able to be hit at this angle, but we have done a lot of damage. We're up to 4,500. What a skilled team we had, guys. What a team. I mean, I knew what was going to happen. When I saw our concept sitting in the TD bush, I knew it was cooked. We even got an ammo rack on that 50B, and our team still sucked that bad. I mean, what am I supposed to do, dude? Oh, well. John Doe. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, either way. As you can clearly see, the Kampfpanzer 70 is an absolute beast. The gun is incredibly accurate, it hits hard, it's able to ammo rack due to its insane module damage, and the fact that it has tungsten and everything else, this thing's crazy. And then, as I mentioned, the upper plate is now very troll, the lower plate is already an auto ricochet to most AP and APCR, and the turret's basically impervious. This thing is crazy good. It is such a good counter to even hull down heavies like the Kron or the Concept because you can just overpoke, outtrade them, back in the cover, and they're going to have a really hard time cutting through you. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Kampfpanzer. I have always enjoyed this tank, and I honestly think moving it to tier 10 was the right call. The only thing that sucks is that my 1,000 battles I've played in this tank when it was a tier 9 are now basically ruining my tier 10 stats, but there's nothing I can do about that. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.